Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Hasbro Guardians of the Galaxy Build-A-Figure Collection Groot. We're having a look today at Drax. Included with Drax, you get yourself the lower torso for Groot, which was a perfect reason to review this figure next, as it would connect point A to point B. Point A would be Groot's upper torso, point B would be his legs. It also looks like Drax comes with a couple of different blades, which is also a nice touch. In package, before we actually even get the figure out, I gotta say the sculpting on his tattoos look really decent. On the side, some nice artwork of Drax, which actually looks like a real drawing, or perhaps an actual image of Dave Bautista. And then same image is actually on the other side there as well. On the back, the 6 figures that you would need to build Groot. You've got yourself Star-Lord, Gamora, Rocket Raccoon, Drax, Marvel's Nova, and Iron Man. And for your read-up, it says, the vendetta that drives Drax the Destroyer knows no limits. He will avenge the loss of his family, no matter the cost. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. And certainly when we come back, we're going to be having a better look at the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Drax. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. First, having a look at the Build-A-Figure accessory that comes with Drax the Destroyer, you get yourself the lower torso for Groot. Let's reach off camera and grab. Don't worry, it's the black hole, but Spot has a full control over the black hole, or so he says. Taking the torso, and we got to make sure, of course, we've got the right section facing forward. I'm assuming that's the back. That could be part of his tree buttocks on the back there. I'm going to take that and snap it into place. And there you have Groot. Pretty good, actually. Like, really filling out to be a great-looking figure. It's not going to be a tall figure by any stretch of the imagination, but comparing it to the likes of Jubilee as a Build-A-Figure piece, or especially like Hitmonkey. Hitmonkey, Rocket Raccoon were all Build-A-Figure pieces from Marvel Waves. At least this is a little more substantial. Substantial. Moving him to the side, don't worry, a review of him certainly will be coming. Let's have a look at Drax the Destroyer. Drax the Destroyer does come with not 1, but 2 blades, and it looks like they are the exact same blade. So you just get 2 of the same. Let's bring the camera in so you guys can see those details. Really beautiful looking pieces. Cast in, it looks like it's probably cast in a black plastic, a black rubbery plastic. There's a little bit of flexibility to it. And then they've applied a silver paint wash to it. The end result, though, really, this one looks a little bit more so. It doesn't look like it's a completely painted piece, but because you see the black underneath, it kind of gives it that look that it is a crafted metal blade. Really nice. Of course, Drax did come in package with the blades, so we can just put those back into his hands. You can, if you want, don't put them in his hands, you can just leave them out, but unfortunately he doesn't have any area where he can hold those blades. There you have him with the swords. The knives, let's take those out and put those to the side. Now, Drax, funny enough, Drax was also the same sort of figure where, like Nova, he didn't look all that impressive in packaging. I won't lie to you, he didn't look all that impressive in packaging. Getting him out of packaging, though, he really shines. He's got some amazing color to him. A nice transition between the coloring of his skin, which is kind of like an olive gray color, and then he's got this reddish brown, almost like a rusty brown coloring for all the markings on his body. And, I mean, here's the thing, again, like Mattel, or Hasbro I should say, Hasbro does some things very wrong, I'll admit it, but Hasbro does things very good too, and Drax is a great example of this. They could have easily taken an existing Marvel Legends body, which, you know, ultimately this kind of looks like he's probably been reused from perhaps the likes of the Toxin figure from the Amazing Spider-Man wave, or possibly Sabretooth from the Wolverine wave, because he's got that stockiness to him. However, though, instead of them just painting on this tattoo artwork on his body, they actually sculpted this in. This is actually a raised decoration on his body. So somebody actually went in. They could have just painted it on. They've done that. I mean, they've done that with the what is it? I guess the wrestling figures. They have they done that with the wrestling figures. But I mean, like, you know, there's so many cases where they can just paint on something, and you feel like that's what they're going to do, and they totally did not do that. They didn't do that at all, and I actually think wrestling figures are Mattel. But yeah, I just love the fact that it's actually sculpted into the body of Drax. For your likeness, I think he looks more like Dave Bautista than Star-Lord looked like Chris Pratt. Now, having said that, I mean, Dave Bautista is like a bald guy. I mean, you know, facially, yes, it's borderline. I mean, the tattoos, the artwork on him definitely break up a facial likeness to the character, but I think it looks stronger than the human face of Star-Lord. Then above and beyond the the artwork on his body, he's got some pretty good design on his legs. I mean, none of it's really painted though. That's the only downside. It's just one wash. It also looks like his lower torso is a different color than his legs. It looks probably a little more in camera maybe than in person. But it looks like this section right here is lighter in color than this area here. Some nice detailing also in his boots. Again, just one color. There's nothing really much that's been added to it, but still it's pretty good. I just wish like the straps in his boots were colored a little bit differently just to kind of break it up. Because they did a lot here, but then it feels like the rest of the figure, they didn't do as much to it, like the bottom of him. But yeah, he's a great figure. I mean, scale-wise, let's just put him down here for a second and reach off camera. The very reliable Star-Lord. Put those next to one another. Proportionately, they're maybe a good scale to one another. I feel like Drax could maybe just be a slight bit taller, but just by like a hair, even though he doesn't have any hair on him. But it's a good contrast between the two. Now, the thing with Drax, and also the thing about Nova too, like their arms all share the same sort of bolt, the same sort of hinge joint that Star-Lord had. But I don't know, like Star-Lord still has really weak arms. Drax isn't so bad for really utilizing the same sort of idea, but I still don't like what they did with the arms on Star-Lord. Anyways, put him to the side. For your articulation on Drax, his head is on a ball joint, a ball hinge joint. So, you know, you can kind of even have him say, "What? Sorry? What? No, I didn't do it. No, that's not my spaghetti sauce." And he could be working. "Sorry, what? No, I told you, it's not my spaghetti sauce." I don't really know what's going on. So again, yeah, you have a lot of articulation up and down, you know, left and right, all the way around really if you wanted to. Shoulders are also on that same ball hinge joint, so they rotate out, forward, back, or really all the way around if you wanted to. Nice swivel in the bicep, double bend at the elbow. It's a little more limited just because he's got a much more beefier bicep than, say, a Nova or Star-Lord for that matter. He also has the ball hinge joint on the hand. A nice ratcheted joint on the crunch in his torso, and he's got the swivel in the waist. And then legs go forward, yow! Back, out, swivel in the thigh, which is really stiff, swivel in the thigh, double bend at the knee, and swivel and bend hinge in the foot. These figures, like Drax especially, I really shouldn't even say Drax especially, because it does affect all of them. But, like, why could they not have come with display stands? Spots really hasn't talked too much so far about price point, but, I mean, again, realistically, for a figure that's costing you about $15 to $20, why could they not have given you display stands? You could have got a little more dynamic posing you know, from Drax. It's just a case of, you know, getting a proper display stand to do that. Drax ends up being probably one of my favorite figures in this line. I really like Nova, but Drax has a great personality to him, and I'm so thrilled to see that Hasbro actually took the time to sculpt the detailing in when they could have easily just painted it on. For that reason, Drax, I'm going to give you an 8.5. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Groot Build-A-Figure series. We're having a look at Guardians of the Galaxy member Drax the Destroyer. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have the review of Gamora and Iron Man. Those two figures will be heading your way right around the corner. And also, as we finish the figure of Groot, we're going to be having a review of him coming as well. There's lots more heading your way, guys. Thanks for watching as you always do. I'll see you next time.